demonstration, right? Yes. Oh, sorry, there's no tables to do that.
We'll be providing some baby pig cadavers for you to practice on.
Just don't drink the formaldehyde, because that's from the 40s and it'll turn you into weird stuff.
So how you guys doing? You having a good time? Last day of Youmacon.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Come on, work tomorrow in school! Okay. All right, so we're just going to give you some basic information. The silver and bronze and copper makeup that we use is by Maron. It's a metallic powder. We mix it with an alcohol solution, Maron mixing liquid. We all have our own different techniques to apply it, but we all use brushes, like paint brushes or makeup brushes. That's pretty much the most complex part of our makeup.
There's not many, I don't know if you guys done the research, but I mean, those are there's only 4 metallic colors that Maron makes, so the options are dwindling, but I guess you can find combinations.
Silver, copper, gold, bronze, silver, copper. Someone asked me outside, is it okay to use colors like blue or pink or white? And it's like, yes, because
it's frowned upon, but
like, why not? Robots could have rubber faces. If you plastic faces. We use the Maron metallic powder with an alcohol solution because it holds up the best. It's lightweight. You don't really feel it on your face too much, and it's kind of waterproof
very waterproof.
Yeah. They also have like creams and stuff that are metallic, and they come in different colors like blue and stuff. But they're very uncomfortable to wear and whatnot, and they would just melt off of us on stage. But they're out there. They're just not as fun to work with. Now the other part of the makeup is the accents and whatnot. And you guys have a lot more. I apply mine with a French accent because.
Well, mine starts with the facial hair, which is like a pain in the butt because I paint the back of my head and my sideburns to make it look vibrant and youthful again. And I apply wax into my mustache and I put paint on top of it, so eating like a sandwich is out of the question for up until I can get it off. So that's the beginnings of mine accent work, is a lot of that nasty orange stuff in my goopy hair. So.
That is a water-based snazaroo, right?
It comes off first, yes, when I'm sweating on stage and orange is coming onto my instruments and stuff.
I use black snazaroo for my black accents.
Orange snazaroo myself.
I use snazaroo. I use a light green and a turquoise. So you start with the dark green. It's kind of actually they're both teal, but they're like different shades, I guess. So start with the dark and then I add the light on top, so that gives it a more three-dimensional feel. For the oxidization, because I'm copper. Yeah. Another one, I don't know if what you guys put on your lips, but I actually use Graftobian black lipstick for my lips. That keeps them moist, so there's no like, I don't know, what do lips, they chap or something? Whatever. Yeah, so that stuff works.
Stop, talk about your lips.
That stuff works really well. So I highly recommend Graftobian black lipstick if you're going to do that. You can also use it for shading too if you want. You can just put it on and rub it with your finger, and real quick way to get some shading done.
You guys have bigger, less flappy eyes than I do, but I use a different kind of, I don't know what it's called, I buy it at the makeup store. It's for eyes though, and most of it will come off above my eyelid by the end of the night, so I should probably get in the market for something that's more serious eyelid for my my flappy Polish eyelids that I have.
What do you use for your, around your eyes and stuff? Well, for my lips, I use snazaroo as a black base. And then by the end of the process, my lips have cracked and chapped. So then I dry brush the metallic powder with a little bit of mixing solution, and it gives it kind of a...
You put snazaroo near your mouth?
Yeah. You eat it, come on.
I've eaten it from my mustache, and it tastes awful.
I don't know, but you're also vegan, so you have higher... Your taste buds are trying to crave, like, the flavors. Like, this would probably kill you if you ate it, because it's so sweet. You know, you have to get, you know, a flavor.
I don't know. I think you're more likely to die from Rocky than me.
So I mean,
Yeah, I think Snazaroo is probably made out of whale blubber anyways, so...
Well, maybe. What is this made out of? Hydrogenated oils. Is that a lie? Is that a lie? It's a lie. Oh, sorry. What I use around my eyes, and also eyebrows, just because that's where most makeup will go away first, I use a Revlon Color Stay eyeliner, because I can just buy the sticks and it goes on and I can touch up. And I also use it to touch up any black around my neck if I have time to go to a bathroom and do that. And it works pretty well, because I can just go with a pen and then, you know, look a little better. Notice you have to make that sound effect, otherwise it doesn't go on correctly. So write that down.
I thought maybe he was born with it.
That's Maybelline.
Oh.
Anyway, that's the makeup. Before we move on to the other part of a robot, we should open it up for questions, yeah? Yeah, you have any makeup questions?
Yeah,
makeup related?
We know that we've seen a lot of you guys with your robot attire, so you're halfway there. But yeah,
there's actually a few robots in here right now. I see one.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Some familiar faces. Hi there. Okay, so let's start with you in the flannel. I was going to say flannel. Plaid. Oh, man.
This is actually for all of you. How often do you guys, well, Dave, you don't change this mind. I think there was like a mass panic when you changed it last year.
Yeah, every time we change something in the act, we lose like 1 million fans. So if you're a fan, if you're just becoming a fan, just wait a few months and you won't be.
Sam and Buddy, you two in particular, do little touch-ups and changes. And like last week, there was something weird with Rabbit not having the cheek panel. So how do you, is it just like on the fly you decide to change? Or is it, do you like try different designs that you have from now?
I think the more subtle changes, as far as I'm concerned, are just kind of, you know, see what works, have a little fun, you know, make it a blank canvas. But right now, I'm definitely intentionally doing some dramatically different techniques because I want to see how they read on camera. Because as you know, might know that I'm trying to change the character's appearance, and I need some reference photos so I can kind of, you know, Photoshop them, make them, you know, see what works and what doesn't with the new costume.
Mine is definitely very subtle, and mine is more on the fly. What is working? You know, yeah. There's no. If I were to do something a bigger change, I'd definitely have to draw it out a couple times and see what works best.
Yeah, I don't really notice there's subtle changes, but you know, they're like artists that draw and paint, so to them they're like, oh yeah, I did this differently. But you know, without comparing two photos, for me it's really hard to notice the difference. Other than, you know, bunnies, because rabbits.
Yeah.
Even written in the story that you have different faces, so.
In the spectrum, like I don't want people to notice mine changing, but I'm having a good time. I think Bunny definitely has is trying to find the look for the upgrade, if you will, and then
yeah, I haven't added anything in a long time. Just when you added you added the cheekbones, there was like riots in the street. Yeah, the metaphorical streets of Tumblr, and they were like, I hate steam-powered giraffe. It looked better before they started doing more work on the makeup. We don't have too many Southern fans, but I'm sure. Next question.
Let's see here. Yellow t-shirt. Shirt.
Do you guys use any type of sealant for your makeup, or do you just put it on and just hope it doesn't come on?
Do we use any kind of sealant for our makeup? For the Mayron metallic, that is half sealant in and of itself. You have to mix it with an alcohol fluid.
They do make a sealant that you can use. We don't use it. I actually do use it. Okay, David uses it. So, well, yeah, the Mayron metallic powder, using it with the Mayron mixing liquid. The mixing liquid is basically an alcohol solution that has a fixative in it. So the alcohol dries up and it kind of makes everything kind of waterproof. And I use that with Snazaroo as well, just to give it an extra fixative in it. But they also make something called barrier spray, which is essentially the same thing, just in a spray bottle. And I've used that before. It doesn't really help when you go into a concert. By the end of the show, I'm pretty much completely melted off of my neck because of the friction. But yeah, it helps a little bit. It lasts. If you plan to go out in the rain.
I think we're really putting I don't know anybody else who does makeup. I mean, I don't go outside much, so I wouldn't know, but I don't know anyone else who puts it through the ringer like we do. And so if you're just, you know, if you're not sweating your makeup off, then I wouldn't really worry too much about it myself.
You can also apply the barrier spray under your makeup, which apparently helps with people with sensitive skin, because it creates a layer, kind of like hairspray, on top of your face. It might be a little dry and feel weird, but I've heard that helps some people as well.
Let's take another question. The gentleman in the back.
I actually know that white-faced clowns have a tendency as a sealant to use baby powder. To help dry it out a little bit quicker, so that way it can hold better.
Oh, so a pro tip. So if you use white face for your mime, but use baby powder to help seal it.
I believe Carolina was telling us that the other day. Yeah, I think the Walter girls are experimenting with that right now. The Walter girls have a white face, and they've been using different stuff like water-based stuff and cream stuff, just to see what they like better individually and what reads better on.
Well, and this is weird, but Carolina and Paige both have completely different skin types. Carolina's super sensitive, and she needs a certain kind that will work better for her skin. So
white makeup is really hard to do. It reads well on camera, but in person it just looks awful. Like it's the hardest makeup to do. It's just plain white. So definitely experiment. But thank you for that. Thank you.
Let's do with the glasses. Have we ever experimented with other brands?
Yeah, they're pretty much all the same. Yeah, the Ben Nye metallic powders are pretty similar. I don't think there's any difference. I've seen that on people, and it's the same. I think we just use Maron because, I don't know. Yeah, well, there's this little shop down the street that we shop at, and that's what they carry, so that's what we use.
Now you guys buy it in bulk.
A little bit, yeah. So I don't walk down to the shop. I just order on Amazon.
So we'll take one more question on makeup. Let's do. Let's do you at the end.
Okay, your guys' makeup is amazing, but how badly are you dying to get out of it at the end of the show?
Yes, that's a good question.
Excellent question.
Actually, I probably shouldn't ask you guys, but I mean, do you get makeup fatigue for yourself, like at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, really? Man, then you don't want to know what it's like for us.
Yeah, we get like a lot of comments from like some of the other guests, you know, we can like about hanging out with them and stuff. And we're like, hey, give me about 2 hours after I'm done with my schedule because the makeup's going to take a long time to get off, and it's very fatiguing. We're not in the best of moods at the end of the night, but it feels so good to just get it off.
The scary thing I think about is that these two did it for, 70 days in a row.
73 days, 74 days actually.
Approximately 70 days in a row. And that I could barely do it 3 days in a row when I was.
2 summers in a row, yeah, 2
yes,
summers.
it was a nightmare scenario, and I don't like to think about it too much.
Bunny and I have been doing it a little longer than Sam. We've been doing it since 2008.
A lot longer.
Okay, we've been doing it for a year, but I think we came to terms with how much it sucks a long time ago. And I don't even notice it. I mean, it's second nature now. However, we're probably going to have cancer because we're absorbing aluminum into our skin, which is the same thing that you're doing when you have antiperspirant deodorant. So, cancer of the brain,
yeah, and
probably.
it's important because now that steam powered draft's a thing, that is the thing that we are attaining to. We're not doing it for our personal selves. It's like we have people that we need to, entertain. So you have to get past that.
Yeah, your ears just twitched. Oh, did you hear your name? Bunny. No,
Do cats respond to their own
conscious of it, and it won't work,
So what's the